Hello, good people. Welcome to Raw Vegan Rising. My name is Shane Sterling. How you doing? Yeah, how you doing? All right, thanks for being on this video with me. I appreciate it so much. This video is about the problems of a raw vegan diet. Yes, there are problems with a raw vegan diet. There are problems with the vegan diet if we don't do it right. We have to understand what we're doing so we can thrive and so we don't have to go back to eating foods we don't want to eat. Do we have to eat meat and dairy to be healthy? Absolutely not. Do we have to eat processed foods to be healthy? Do we have to eat cooked foods, cooked starches to be healthy? Absolutely not. But what we do have to understand is we're going to have a slightly different balance in our macro ratios depending on the phase of life we're at, our constitution, or the time of year, the seasons. So I'm going to probably want higher fats in winter and lower fats in summer. Eat more of the fruits in the summertime and then more of the fats and greens in the wintertime. So when people say that there's only one way to do this, like 80-10-10, it has to be low fat, high carb, or high fat, low carb, it just kind of misses the whole point that we are fluid, intuitive beings that need to eat intuitively. But within that, there's some structures. Now, I eat 100% raw vegan diet myself. I do not eat animal products. I do not eat cooked starches. And I focus on good amounts of healthy fats, like 25 to 40% fat is my current diet. And all omega-3s, flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, all the nuts, walnuts and almonds that have the omega-3 balance in there. I really focus on the omega-3s, okay? Because if we're deficient in omega-3s, we're going to feel like crap. And we're going to want to go back to eating animal products and cooked foods. So I see so many vegans and raw vegans struggling, especially raw vegans going back to cooked food. And then they see me and what I'm doing and they're like, you're eating fat? Well, yeah, why would you spend 2 years as a raw vegan and never eat fat? You gotta pay attention and you gotta be honest with yourself about what our body needs. So me personally, I'm not in the low fat camp. I really think that we need more fats than that. I think we need to focus on the omega-3s for every metabolic function in our body, including the production of serotonin, hormones, and neurotransmitters in our brain, all of it. Also, I like to work out at the gym. I like to exercise. And there's nothing better for calories and energy than fats for exercise. Fruits are great too, and I do both. But I'm not going to limit my fats because I know personally if I limit my fats and work out hard at the gym that I don't have the same kind of energy levels or stamina. I just don't feel as good and I don't recover as well. So I like to shoot for 25 to 40% of my calories from fat. But besides that, regardless of whether we're talking about a meat eating diet or a vegan diet or a raw vegan diet, everyone's deficient in minerals. If we're eating processed foods and animal products, we are deficient in minerals. If we're eating, if we're eating cooked foods, probably mostly heavily cooked foods, even vegan foods, we are going to be deficient in minerals. Now, the raw vegans, if they're doing it right, can be the highest amount of minerals with greens, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, unprocessed, undamaged, but still on a raw vegan diet, we're going to have to focus on minerals, focus on high amounts of minerals. Now, if we don't focus on minerals, what's going to happen? We're going to get depleted. We're going to get run down. We're going to feel like crap, just like the fats. We have to be getting adequate amounts of minerals or we're going to feel run down. Then we're going to think we need to eat cooked food to be healthy. We're going to think we need to eat animal products to be healthy, when in fact, we're just not getting adequate minerals. So the best way is to focus on a wide variety of nutrient-dense greens. You can go into the markets and see all the greens. I go to this local produce stand here in my area, and there's a wide array of greens in the organic section. And it's just like, that to me is like a kid in the candy store. Now I get those, I put those in smoothies. I can juice those. I can eat them in salads, but I focus on the mineral content in greens. I will also do like a green boost powder, spirulina, chlorella, the grasses, the dehydrated grass powders, all that's good because it's whole food concentrated minerals. We can also supplement with minerals, in my Amazon store, I have the minerals that I use that I supplement with, but I really focus on the whole food minerals and like the grasses, wheatgrass and spirulina chlorella. And that provides me with the high amounts of minerals. And I haven't been deficient in 2 years now as a raw vegan. I'm doing good. Okay. So that's the track I think we really need to be on, because if we're not getting adequate minerals in a vegan diet or a raw vegan diet, yes, it's going to be a problem. Now, a lot of people come to the raw vegan diet or the vegan diet to heal health ailments. Like for me, I had to heal my seborrheic dermatitis. I had chronic seborrheic dermatitis for 5 years. That's inflammation of the skin. It's like chronic dandruff. It was horrible. Inflamed skin. I couldn't figure it out. No topical treatment did anything. Nothing I put on my skin would make a difference. It was only when I cleaned my body from the inside that it made a difference. And it took me a year and a half at 80-10-10. So I did 80-10-10 low fat, high carb for a year and a half to get rid of my seborrheic dermatitis. But it's really been this last half a year now where I'm realizing that a cleansing diet, a diet to reverse disease, reverse degenerative conditions and inflammation conditions is not the same diet we're going to do for maintenance. So I flipped over into my maintenance diet at about the year and a half mark. That was what I felt intuitively. And that's what I've been sticking to, and it's worked miraculously for me, okay? So the maintenance diet is going to be higher fat and higher minerals. And I just don't think we're going to be able to sustain long-term 80-10-10 if we want to stay 80-10-10 long-term, but then we struggle, or we end up going back to trying meat because all we're eating is watermelon and mangoes and we think we're feeling deficient and now I need to eat organ meats because I'm not feeling well. I saw some guy on my Facebook who was a raw vegan and now he's back eating organ meats because he thinks that he's deficient from eating watermelon. Well, he never tried focusing on minerals and he never tried focusing on omega-3 fats. And I see it over and over again. So people are going to be confused and think that the diet doesn't work if they're not doing it right. So we need to be aware of what we're doing. And also, regardless of whether we're eating a meat-based diet or a vegan diet or a raw vegan diet, actually, you know what? I don't think any of it matters, because all that really matters is our personal ascension process, the waking up of each individual. We need to eat a diet that is in service to our awakening process. We need to eat a diet that is in service of our higher connection, our divine connection. And that's going to be high vibration plant foods. That's going to be plant foods that are tuning us in to the divine creation and the temple, the vessel, the vehicle for that divine creation. So we need to eat high energy, fresh foods. We can't really get that from meat and dairy cooked pasteurized foods. It's not going to happen. So we need to eat in service to spiritual evolution and our spiritual awakening. That's what I stand for. That's what's important to me. So I don't care about the argument of meat versus vegan. I actually don't care. It's so irrelevant to me. And that's why you don't see me arguing those points. I don't talk about the scientific information on either camp because there's science that proves this and there's science that proves that. All I care about is the spiritual awakening of first myself and humanity. My big vision is seeing humanity wake up long term. I don't care if that takes 100, 1,000, 10,000 years. I know that that's where we're going. So I'm in service to that. I'm in service to our spiritual evolution and our spiritual process. So mind over matter. We don't just receive our well-being, our nutrition, our nutrients, our sustenance from food. We just don't, people. If we sit and meditate and we breathe light into our body and you get practiced with that a little bit, you're going to quickly realize that we can energize our body with just our minds, breathing techniques, energetic techniques. We know this. This is not, this has been talked about for thousands and thousands of years by the spiritual masters, yogis, recluses, monks, people who go off into the mountains by themselves. It's not just food. We need to get over this meat versus vegan argument and just get fixated on our spiritual awakening and eat a diet that is in service to our highest good and to the highest good of all life, the highest good of human life, the highest good of animal life, and really get over ourselves and figure out how to be in service to others. That's what really makes the difference. When we can figure out how to be in service to others, our own suffering stops. Okay? When we can serve others, our suffering stops. if you're struggling right now with finances, health, whatever it is, depression, anxiety, not fitting in the world, feeling displaced, ostracized, put out, like an outlier, hey, welcome to the club. We all do that. But when you get in service to others, something bigger than yourself, it all shifts. Your pain goes away and you realize how much of a difference you can actually make. So that's what we need to be focused on. Serving all life, raising the vibration, focusing on our spiritual awakening so we can get on with this process, getting ourselves out of this, this darkness that we're in and the control and the domination over our minds on this planet. That's no good. There's no reason for that. If we just focus on a diet that serves our highest energetic potential, we get there, okay? It's how we get out of the matrix. It's how we become sovereign beings. It's how we become powerful creators, the powerful creators that we truly are. So I encourage you to come along on this journey with me. You should check out my group coaching program called Raw Vegan Heroes, because the hero is somebody that goes from the known world into an unknown world, who takes on their own personal development, who takes on that spiritual journey when they feel that calling. So my group, Raw Vegan Heroes, is for someone who's stepping into the hero's journey in their own life. And when we become empowered on our own hero's journey, we become a light to ourselves and an inspiration to the world. So go to my website, rawveganrising.com, and at the top, there's a tab called membership. Click on that and you can see what it takes to join my membership and to come along on the journey with my support as your coach, with my support as your mentor, with someone who can provide the practical tools of transformation that's just a little bit ahead on the journey, that can say, hey, this is how you do it. This is how you come up. This is how you wake yourself up with diet and lifestyle so we can really become the spiritual masters that we are meant to be. It's about self-mastery. So thank you so much for listening to my message. I appreciate it so much, okay? Much love to all of you out there. Please subscribe to Raw Vegan Rising. I'd love to have you join my YouTube channel as well. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.